Hello and greetings from Synthon Electronics. Okay, in today's session, so what we'll be going through is we'll go and look how to use different matrices. Okay, how to create a matrix or how to do some simple calculations on matrix. We'll go to see all those things. Okay, so whenever we say about matrix, a simple way to declare is we'll say a variable a is equal to, and we'll write all the variables. Okay, inside square brackets with spaces. Okay, you can separate them with spaces as I did now, or you can use commas also. Okay, so if you want multi-dimensional matrix, okay, in that case you can add a semicolon and then type the characters as I'm doing now. Okay, 789 and hit enter. So now you will get a 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, so the previous one was 1 cross 3 matrix, and now whatever you have got is a 3 cross 3 matrix. I'll just rewrite the old previous matrix with a different variable. Okay, so that you can see both the matrices there on the workspace. Okay, similarly I'll create another matrix with the say 2 cross 3 dimensions. Okay, I'll remove the last row, and now the matrix is created with the 2 cross 3 dimension. Okay, so I'll rename again, create that 3 cross 3 matrix again with a different name. Okay, so that we can compare all the three matrices in there. Okay, and the size of the matrix will completely depend on number of characters on it. Okay, of character size double. So you can clearly see that the different sizes that are present there. Okay, so we'll go to see some other types of matrix. Okay, and there is a command called I of m comma n. Okay, so you should specify the size of the matrix 3 comma 3, and it will create a unit matrix. Okay, so if you want to create a unit matrix of a given size, then you can directly type I of m cross n. Okay, creates a unit matrix of size 3 cross 3. Okay, if you specify I of 2 comma 2, then it will create a 2 cross 2 unit matrix. Okay, so unit matrix is the one with whose diagonal elements are all 1 and other elements are 0. Okay, so the correct syntax is m cross n. Okay, if you specify 1 0 0, or if you specify numbers inside that I command, so then it won't be creating the matrix. Okay, you can directly specify the characters that should be present inside. You can just say the size of what you want, and that will give you the respective sized matrix. Okay, so that is about the I function. Okay, so the syntax again, I'll just type it out: I of m comma n. Okay, so m comma n is the row number of rows and number of columns. Okay, so similarly we have another function that is zeros. Okay, so if you want to create a matrix that contains only zeros, then there is a function called zeros of so I'll say size as 3 comma 3 again. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, and if you can see here, a zero matrix is created. All the elements are zero. Similarly, there is another one that is ones of 3 comma 3. Okay, you can change the size according to your requirements. Okay, and then it will create a matrix of that particular size with only ones present in it. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just recall the previous matrix that we created, a 3 cross 3 matrix. Now we'll try to access individual matrices of individual elements of a matrix. So if you type C of 1 comma 1 and hit enter, so you'll get the first matrix, that is 1. Okay, similarly if you type 1 comma 3 and hit enter, so you'll get the matrix as the number as 5. That is the third element from the first row. Okay, if I type 3 comma 3 and hit enter, so we'll get the 9, that is the third element of third row, third element. Okay, so if I just update any value, so I'll say 3 comma 3 is equal to 10 and hit enter, and you can see that the value of the last element, that is the last row last column element, got updated to 10. Okay, so you can change other variables also. So I'll say C of 2 comma 3 is equal to C of okay, updated to 25. Okay, now you can see that the value is 25 there. Okay, I'll say, so you can directly update the values like that or retrieve the values like that. Okay, you can even perform row operations also on top of it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say C of 2 comma 3 is equal to C of 2 comma 3 plus I'll add a few value to it. I'll add 10. Okay, and the value got updated to 35. Okay, so that is how you can do the row operations on the matrix. These operations won't seem that useful now, but if you go to see in the future applications where you will be dealing with image processing or morphological operations, then in that case these operations are very much necessary. Okay, because while any importing an image or dealing with any image, usually it is stored in the form of a matrix, and you will have to perform some matrix operations to retrieve it. Okay, so we'll go to the next command, that is linspace. Okay, now I'll just type it as linspace of 3 comma 3 comma 3. Okay, wait, sorry. So in this, the correction text is there should be minimum value, the maximum value, and the number of iterations in between. Okay, you will understand that better when we do the application. So if you hit enter, so you can see that it created a matrix starting from 1 and ending at 3 with 10 values in it. Okay, so it has 10 values starting from 1 and ending at 3. 1, 1.222, 1.444, 1.666. Okay, so that is how you can specify. That is the ending point. Okay, starting is 1. Okay, and then in between you have 10 values. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 values. Okay, so that specifies the size of the matrix. So if I change it to 5, then you will get it as 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. Okay, it creates 5 elements from 1 to 3. Okay. So as the name suggests, it is a linear space. Okay, it creates a linear space of matrix. So if it's, the correct syntax will be minimum value, maximum value, and number of variables or characters you want in between. Okay, so we'll call that function again, and we'll create it from 1 to 10. Okay, and you get the value as 1, 3.5, 5.5, 7.75, and 10. Okay, so that is how you'll be getting these values. Okay, if you start it again, if you change it a bit from 0 to 10, then what will happen is it will create 0, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. It will create equally spaced objects. Okay, so usually when drawing graphs and all, it will be helpful. Okay, so if I say 10 comma 0 and hit enter, so it will create in reducing format. Okay, if you see here, now what I did is I pressed 10 comma 0 comma 5, and the starting value was 10 and ending value was 0. So while reducing also, you can use that matrix. When you're plotting sine curves, tan curves, or cos curves, or other graphs in the future, so in that case, what you will need is you will need a linear spaced matrix. Okay, because if you directly specify some numbers, you will get you won't get specific curves or exact curves. The next command that we'll be discussing is called random numbers. Okay, so if you type rand in brackets, so if you type 3 comma 3, you will get a matrix of random numbers. Okay, this matrix doesn't have any constraints, so those will be created in a random manner. Okay, if I type rand of 2 comma 2, and you will get a 2 cross 2 matrix of random numbers. Okay, so as I said, it creates a matrix with random numbers. Okay, so these numbers won't have any restrictions or constraints. Okay, it will be completely picked by random. Okay, all the values will be randomly selected. So if you want to do some puzzles or in those cases, you can use that random numbers. Okay, and okay, so in the variable browser. So while we are discussing about variable browser, we said that those variables, whatever you discuss during a program, will be saved there. Okay, but if you want to clear those variables, because even those variables will be taking some space, right, in your PC. So if you want to clear those variables before running into the next program, okay, then there is a command to do that. Okay, just type clear, that is clear, and hit enter. Okay, and you can see here the variable browser is being cleared. Thank you, and catch you in the next section.